7 days now. 1 week in general, no business has been done, but it's moving bits, and this is what we're here for. We're going to talk about transfer news. We're not going to talk about Prattgate, Southgate, Euros, what happened yesterday. That was diabolical football. Please get involved with your Q&A sections, because we're going to talk about Brantwaite. What is going on? Brant can wait, according to the thumbnail as well. Todibo, is there a chance still for Manchester United to sign this number one centre-back target? We spoke about this yesterday, about the loophole. We're going to further dive into that as well. Jao Neves, which is the crown jewel story of today as well. 75 million. Will Manchester United enter the bidding race? Of course they will. They see Jao Neves as the prime target. Zirkzee is getting hotter here. Oosh, it's getting hot in here. Almost put it on 80% with a Manchester United potentially going in and triggering the release clause. We're going to talk about that situation as well. Olise, is there a contract deal happening for Olise? Are they looking to retain him? Is Olise looking to sign? Is Chelsea advanced? Is Manchester United advanced? We'll talk about that, Baron, because we need a centre-back, which is Marco Ehi as well. We're going to talk about that link between Marco Ehi and also Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Lenny Euro latest regarding his Barcelona or Real Madrid interest, and also Lindelof out, and what's going on with Jeremy Frimpong. A lot of things to talk about today. Let's get right into the stories. You know what to do. Finger that like button, subscribe if you haven't, because here we go. Let's bid.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Doki Friday, how we all doing? TGIF, as what Eric says, we want to achieve success, and still there has not been contract negotiated with Ten Hag too. We know that he's going to stay, and obviously we're moving on the market regarding the targets and signings. So how do you feel today as a Manchester United fan? There's a lot of news coming in, but I want to sort of calm everyone down, cool and composed, to say that this is the transfer market. There's a lot of moving components. It's like being the weatherman. You look up in the sky one day, like, first minute it's clear blue skies, sunshine, and you look away and you look up again and it's thunderstorm and lightning. This is Manchester United for you. This is the transfer window, and this is me talking to you, cool and composed. Basically what we're doing here is rounding up the week, what's been in the transfer news. We're not going to talk about the Euros. That is a separate part. We are here for Manchester United matters. So please, big up to yourself. Smash a like for the video, and here we go. Let's go into the chat to see how you all are doing. How you doing? Let me see who is in the chat here. Let me shout you out before we continue. Kenny Fan TV, I can see Jarl Malmin. Big up to you, Jarl Malmin. Everton looks like getting themselves a new owner as well. Well, that's not going to take... you remember, the takeover. That takes years, sometimes months to complete. No, heard too many good things about Friedrichsen Group. And I really don't understand what Everton is doing. We talk about Glazers 2.0. The group looks to be like that. And in honor of your message there, Jarle, this links into Brantwaite, 100%. We're going to dive right into a few minutes. Let me just shout out everyone. Stephanie Griffith is in the house. Big up Mick and VR Rumors. Big up to yourself, Stephanie. How you doing as well? And Abele is saying, I want Zirkzee. You want the Zirk. I call him the Zirk. That's my new nickname, the Zirk. Yeah, that is looking like it's going to happen sooner or later. But the thing is, the release clause is only opening in the 1st of July, which is next month. So there's plenty of time, but it's looking very advanced. Personal terms seems to be agreed. Agent fee seems to be agreed as well. It's lowered down the commission fee to 8 million instead of, what was it, 15, I believe. And AC Milan has been snubbed because AC Milan don't want to pay that commission fee to Kia Yorbashian, who is famous. It is the prodigy of Mino Raiola. So, have we done a deal with the devil? We don't really care. We want the striker in. And he can definitely play as a false number 9 because he's such a brilliant player in building up the play in the final third as well. Sanjay, big up to you. Good goose morning. Not good. Good morning, goose. How does a goose sound? I don't know. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you. Of course, you said good afternoon. Good morning, of course. And I guess all the way from India, And Danny B, good morning, crew. Good morning, members crew as well. By the way, join the members crew, guys. There's a lot of things coming your way, and we're going to sort of disclose a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of opening that just happened for you. And not only the members, because we're going to do a lot of member streams over the course of the transfer window. But other than that, guys, just want to share with you right now that the overall transfer ratings is now launched. It is done. It is there. Just go into mufcrealisttv and go to the tab to MUFC transfer ratings. Here we have listed every single player that we are linked to, where you can go in and do your transfer ratings. It is Hotometer from 10 to done deal to 100%. And we will follow this through all the way, guys. We will follow this all the way through. So go do it right now. We were going to do a later on tonight. Since it's Friday, we're going to do the transfer rating show tonight where everyone can interact, and we're going to have fun because it's Friday after all, away from the Euros. So go in and get your transfer ratings right now. It's updated, and later on we will see the hotometer, what you think, what we think, and what the media reports are saying. Where are we at? And we're going to follow this all the way through to done deal. Big up to all of you. Mental Ball Game, how you doing? Big up Legend Mick, big up Kenny Fan TV, and big up Mental Ball Game. Good afternoon, Nikki as well. Good afternoon. How you doing? I heard agent commission was agreed for Zirkzee deal. Yes, 8 million is what's been agreed. Basically, Kia Yobashian is wanted to do favorite deals for Manchester United. Of course, it is a big client. His relationship with AC Milan is frosty. They had a personal terms agreed with Milan, no problems with that. Milan was willing to trigger the release clause, but again, that release clause is valid as of next month, right? But the stumbling block was that the Milan didn't want to pay that agent fee. So with a little bit of stint of cash, in swoops Manchester United, ask about Zirkzee. Manchester United priority target was actually Benjamin Sesko. So they had 50 million to burn on Benjamin Sesko. But you know the story that Sesko decided to stay. Hence, they entered the secondary striker, which they thought was high priority on the list, on that price, on £34 million. And that is Zirkzee. There's Zirk. So they had successful conversation. They agreed. He's flattered Zirkzee. He wants to come to Manchester United. Personal terms seems to be not a problem. And also they agreed the commission fee. Green light, that's what you do first. Establish the interest, make the agent happy, and then Manchester United will go and speak to AC Milan regarding triggering that release clause that is open as of 1st of July. And when it comes to that triggering that release clause, all it is to understand, okay, it's 34 million. What do you want? How much cash up front do you want? And how much can be put in amortization? Meaning, can we split this up in 3 or 4 different installments? That is an easy one to do. But first, you need to come and establish the relationship with the agent and the player that you want to come, and then boom, trigger that. So that for me in the hotometer is now gone up to 80%, guys. So go and get your hotometer scores into MUFC Realist TV, this website, and yeah, just do it. Just do it. Follow everything in there, put what you think, and then later on tonight we will see where the hotometer will lead us. So big up to all of you, Kenny as well, all the way from Sydney. We have Kingston as well. Good afternoon, sir. Please, I want to know if Manchester United signed anyone. We haven't signed anyone as of yet, although we have. I'm not going to lie. We signed James Aubrey from Perth Glory, a brilliant 16-year-old midfielder from I used to live in Perth. I used to follow Perth Glory. This is a generational talent. This is what we signed, but not for the first team, for the under 21s. That is the only signings that we signed so far. It is yet early in the window, Kingston. So only 1 week left in, and we have plenty of weeks left to go. And of course, there's Euros, which is complicating things. There's Zirk. There's Zirk. The Zirk. You know who I'm talking about, the Zirk. We're going to talk about the Zirk as well. Emmanuel, how you doing, my friend? Good afternoon, Mick. Good afternoon to you. Origamo is in the house as well. Like origami, like the spice. Big up. Salute to the best community in the world. Big up to you, big up to me, and big up to everyone. Guys, if you are watching, smash that like button. We just surpassed 30,000 subscribers, and we're only going up from here. And Manchester United seems to moving pages. Charles, afternoon to you as well. Good afternoon, Charles, as well. John Commode, big up legend. How you doing as well? Friday, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. How you feeling? And how you feeling regarding England yesterday? I'm not an England fan, but my God, Southgate, Prattgate. I mean, I think like if you're boarding a flight, which they will do, it's not coming home. The only thing that's coming home is the pizza that I order for home delivery that's coming my way later on. Yeah, boarding. We're going south to the gate, right? South to the gate. Instead of going up north, we're going south because that's where Prattgate needs to go. England has fantastic generational talent, fantastic front line. And what do? No tactics, no clue. Same lineup, same substitutions. My God, this screams of a sacking of somebody who doesn't have a clue. You look at that bench, you have Anthony Gordon on the bench, perfect attacking. You have Cole Palmer, brilliant, creativity. But what do? Seriously, I don't know. And Kingdom FC, good afternoon to you as well. Anything on the Greenwood? Well, there is some development. This is going to be a bidding war, guys, and I suspected this. Um, Juventus is still lurking around. Juventus want to pay, but they need to sell certain players as well. There's interest in the Spanish league, and this is not over yet, right? Manchester United has said that we want 40 million. That's it, 40 million pounds to be satisfied. So there is still going to be a bidding war, what I see, right? I think Sevilla came in for him as well, to say we are willing to offer 30 million pounds plus add-ons. There's still negotiations. I see that this is going to be a bidding war. Potentially another Spanish club coming in, not Barcelona. Barcelona is stint, and might be I don't know. We will see. But it's going to be a lot of suitors, 100%. And Greenwood needs to be sold as well. So let's follow this one very, very, very eyes wide open. Craig Warby, big up to you. Big up. G'day, Craigie. How you doing? 19 likes. Thanks for keeping counting. Let's get the temperature up. It's summer. Let's get it up to at least 100 likes today on this stream. John Commode, what you saying here? All good, mate. Just woke up here in England. We have awful and Southgate. Oh my gosh, he's terrible. He's terrible. And imagine the people wanted him for Manchester United head coach. Oh my God. And he has audacity to say it's hard to replace Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips? Calvin who? Okay, it's hard to replace Calvin Klein in my wardrobe with Lacoste. You know what I mean? But Calvin Phillips hasn't kicked the ball for a year, and you keep picking him. Let's move on to the story. So big up, legends. How you all doing? Let's talk about Brantwaite. What's going on with Brantwaite? But basically, look, it's clear and simple. United currently have put in a cheeky bid, 35 plus add-ons, to say we will not overpay. Everton are cocky to say, look, we know that you paid 75 million for Maguire. We want 70 million. And they feel confident leaking out stories. It's a game of chess to say that we will not lower down our price. We are quite confident to keep him. But at the same time, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, if you've been sleeping under the rock lately, knows that Everton needs 50 million pounds raised before the end of the month, not to breach the PSR FFP and gets point deduction. So who are they going to sell? Who do you think is right? Manchester United or Everton? I think what Manchester United is setting a precedent. Basically, they demand, latest report saying that they demand an answer for Everton within the next 24, 48 hours. What's the intent? Are you going to lower down your price or we will walk away? And rightfully so, this is the new era. The old Manchester United with Woodward and Matt Judge throwing money away like it was cordial, juice, like it was nothing, like it was water, made us where we are today. Broke, stint, a mismatch of player everywhere that doesn't really fit. So I believe that this is a deal that Manchester United can walk away from. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I want to hear from you. What you reckon? I would just say walk away. I don't think that he's worth the price. You had one good season. You had one good season at Everton, right? Of course, he's a generational talent, but I think there's better solutions out there. I certainly do. I certainly believe so. So who is that? Who would you go for? I definitely would go for players that we are linked to, like Todibo, which we're going to talk about next as well. Todibo, which is been reported by Fabrizio Romano, is a blow to say that UEFA set a rule that we cannot purchase him. Why am I the only one that debunked this rule? Why am I? You know, George Vukovic is saying Brantwaite is overrated. I think so, and not for that price, 75 million. Come on, guys. This is a joke. This is a steal. We don't want to do another Harry Maguire. So we are literally saying there, we're sending a message to the market. We are the new Manchester United. We will not overpay. Take it or leave it. And that's so important when you get an Omar Barada come in and that is a no man. They were looking, that's too much money. No, we cannot do it. Go for other targets. That is forcing the hand for Manchester United to do smart business so we're not overpaying. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you're watching this as retrospective, leave a comment in the non-live comment section. Do you think that it is the right thing for Manchester United to walk away and look for other targets? I certainly believe it is. I certainly believe it is. And I would do it in a blink of an eye. Because if you look at Jean-Claude Todibo, right? The Jean-Claude Todibo is a funny story. We were looking at Jean-Claude Todibo even before we got purchased by 25% by Jim Ratcliffe's or Trawlers Limited, or some people call it Ineos. But the thing is, if you look at that rule, if you saw my previous podcast, I mean, following my tweets, the rule only applies for European club competitions, UEFA, right? Why is nobody mentioning this? Because it's Manchester United. It is Manchester United, and this echoes the story. But the truth is, not even Swedish Rumble could clarify what I said as well. He said, "Yeah, good stuff," right? The thing is, how many Premier League games are we playing? 38, right? Next season. How many clubs competitions in the FA are we playing? We are playing, right, FA Cup, Charity Shield, and Carabao Cup, right? How many games are we playing in Europa League? Unprecedented. We can fall out the group stage. So Manchester United could still buy Todibo without breaching any transfer bans because FA and Premier League is a different financial entity. UEFA is the governance body of Europa League, Champions League, and Conference League. So that rule only states, basically, according to my opinion, my interpretation. I'm not a legal expert, but I can read and I understand with logic and reason. It clearly says you cannot purchase if you're in the same competition and play the same player. You cannot. But it doesn't say that you cannot purchase him and play him in Premier League. So basically, you can buy a Todibo and you can still play him only in domestic leagues. And arguably so, right. You get my point, what I'm trying to say. We are playing more games when it's more vital in the Premier League and the domestic cups than actually in Europa. In Europa, you can play different centre backs. You can play instead of Todibo, you can play the kids, Kwambala, Willie Kwambala, etc. We can get around that. So let me know in the comment section what you think, because why is nobody talking about that? It's definitely a deal to be made, and I think we will go for that deal at the end of the day. I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe is kind of looking at it. They say, well, we can do this for 25 million. And that is what I think, 100%. Let me see. Soldier of Reality, what you're saying here. Todibo and Inacho incoming. I saw that in your dreams. Man, I wish I was in your dreams. I wish I had a crystal ball. But Inacho, I see somebody that we can definitely go for, 100%. But we all listen. Inacho is a player that I rate highly. He's playing in Euro at the moment, sitting on the bench, but it's a ball playing centre back. He's much faster in recovery plays. He's left-footed, according to my understanding, my memory as well. Let me know if I'm wrong. I think he's left-footed, very technical, very good on the ball. Yeah. It's better than playing that British tax for Brantwaite. Like, listen, they bought Brantwaite for 1 million. If you look down in history, they loaned it out to Eredivisie, right? He had one season in Eredivisie, Brantwaite, and then they want 75 million. Come on, get out of town. Manchester United, walk away, get a Nacho, get a Todibo, or even get Lenny Longlegs, if you know what I mean. You know who I'm talking about, Lenny Longlegs. Lenny Euro, which we're going to talk about as well. Lenny Euro latest report is that a lot of people think that he prefers Real Madrid. And of course, why wouldn't you? They are the kings. Real Madrid, reality is they have shown interest, but there's nothing concrete. They have not approached Lenny Euro's agent. On the flip side, there has been approach from Manchester United and other Premier League clubs for Lenny Euro, including Liverpool as well, regarding his service. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Lille president wants to sell, otherwise he can go for free next season after January. No money to recuperate it. But you know how Real Madrid are. Real Madrid is sort of banking, we will not do this deal right now. We'll probably go after January and we can go get him for free. So this is the situation. Manchester United have made him a priority, but they're aware of the interest that the preferred choice is Real Madrid. But the player and the agent will not sit and wait, and they will not sign a new contract either. So there is a little bit of a limbo. But Lenny Longlegs, why I'm calling him Lenny Longlegs, because if you look at him, what a fantastic centre back. This is a generational talent. Longlegs in certain ways because he reminds me of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The way he tackles with his long legs. Great ability to drive the ball up, great break of play, interception of the ball, great bombing forward, very technical, but very good in the air. His ability in the air is amazing, right? And you need that kind of player that is good in the air, because if you're playing Licha on the left, Licha is not the tallest kind of thing, but the security to have somebody like a Lenny Euro or somebody more confident on the ball and good in the air with great recovery speed is absolutely vital in the way we're going to play, if we're going to play a high line. So guys, yeah, it makes sense to me. Like, I'm just going to see what you're saying. Let me go to the just go to the comment section. Let's see. Abedo, what you're saying, United need to transfer first on Zirkzee. That is the simple garden path, what we can do for Zirkzee. Guehi, Kirkus, Hjulmund, Sergio Ramos, and United is better for next season. About United, Anthony Green, Evans, Greenwood, Harry Maguire. I like that. Harry Maguire. Vitor Lindelof out. Yeah, 100%. Big up to you, Abi. You're messing with my dyslexic guys, but I get what you're saying here. Craig, what you're saying, I don't get it. Make Sesko move to a sister club. Why can't Todibo move to United? I could understand if it was cup tied. Yeah, the thing is, it's two different entities, two different board of directors with no influence, but they're still owned by Red Bull Group. But it's also something called brown paper envelopes as well. Cities probably have big pockets, and we know that FIFA, UEFA is corrupt. So it's how much money are you willing to pay? That is the question, without even getting a lawsuit here, guys. But Jeff Overy, yeah, what you're saying here, it's really true. It makes sense, 100%. Collins, big up, welcome to the stream. We have to sign Jao Neves for the midfield because he's the best choice. If we don't, we will get Stangl next season, which is going to lead into the next story as well, guys. So big up for mentioning that. But we're just going to finish off the centre-back situation. For me, first priority this season is to stabilize that, back four line, right? So for me, I would definitely walk away from Brantwaite, too much money, and just go for a Todibo because I know personally we can do that deal. I would also look at Lenny Longlegs here, which is Lenny Euro, or potentially Inacio as well, which you can get for 40 million. Let's move on to this story as well because everyone is kind of demanding it. And yeah, big up. Like let's move on to Jao Neves. What's going on with Jao Neves, right? So Jao Neves, latest news according to Jao Neves. Let's just move on to Jao Neves's profile picture here as well. Let's get it on. Let's bring up the mood. Where are you, Jao? Jao. There you are, Zhao. Hey, come back here, Zhao. Zhao. Yes, so the latest regarding Jao Neves comes out directly from the press as well, and Fabrizio Romano did a video about this as well. And here's the situation, right? According to my understanding, Benfica needs to sell Jao Neves. They will lower down the asking initial release clause on 120 million euros, right? Because they are in a financial situation right now. You know how Benfica acts? They'll buy them for the cheap and they just slap a silly release clause. But my understanding by speaking to the market as well is that they will give Manchester United favorable terms because we helped them to get our starlet left back, which was no other than Alvaro Fernandez on a cheap. We gave them Alvaro Fernandez on 7 million euros plus a sell on clause as well, which leads that we have a really good relationship. But on the other hand, the intermediate in this deal is George Mendes. You know the star George Mendes, right? He's not his agent, but he's the intermediate between Manchester United and Benfica. So George Mendes has been doing seen at Carrington. He's been talking about, there was some initial reports that United submitted a first bid. He took it to Benfica. They say no. And obviously told him the minimum we will sell him for is 75 million plus some add-ons and sell-on clause. And this is where Manchester United feel confident. This is the one that I believe is number one on priority in the midfield target. Why? Because he's 20 years of age. There's such a potential talent, right? Potentially the best number six hybrid number eight in the world upcoming, right? And plus, the sell-on value would be astronomical, right? Within 4 or 5 years, if things goes well, his price will be 150 minimum, 150 minimum. And this is something that I believe that can be done. As a matter of fact, also, the price would have gone up if he had a fantastic Euros, right? But at the moment, he's not getting game time. He's still sitting on the bench, and likely he will not. You might see him appear once from the bench or twice from the bench. So that is a good thing. That is good for Manchester United because this doesn't drive up the price. So I believe that is a deal to be made. Manchester United are, according to my understanding, entering through intermediate George Mendes for the 75 million. And I believe that is a deal that could be made. But watch out of the situation regarding also Lindelof, because Lindelof has been reported that Galatasaray, which is no other than our former manager, Jose Mourinho, has said, I want ex-United player defender Victor Lindelof. He sent the sporting director to speak to Manchester United to offer 10 million euros for Victor Lindelof, who's got 1 year left on his contract, which I believe is a little bit of scandalous. Like Turkish clubs seems to offer low bids, right? I just said Lindelof, I know he's got 1 year left on his contract, but he's far more better than Harry Maguire. I know he's a little bit injury prone, but this is something we can at least get 15, 20 million. But what I've been hearing as well, that Victor Lindelof agent is also working with Benfica for potential move because we purchased him from Benfica and there's potentially interest for him to go back to Benfica where it all started. So there might be something that United can do. We give you Victor Lindelof to you back for Benfica, and at the same time we get a 75 million for Jao Neves. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think this is smart? I think so. Regarding a great interview regarding Sir Jim, he seems to do more interviews that we actually see on the market. I haven't seen it. So what do you reckon? Nico Williams, what you saying, Origami? Yeah, Nico Williams is one. Wow. If you're talking about a left winger, Nico Williams, what a player. Jesus. I think he signed a new deal with Real Betis. And there's numerous clubs is probably going to go in for him, but I think that release clause would be about 100 million there. So that is, what a winger! I really rate Nico Williams. Right, there's a lot of the thing is, he's a proper winger that can hug the line, but he can also cut inside, and he's so unpredictable. Better than Doku, 100%. There is an end product. Yeah, cool. You're doing great on the presentation. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm just totally alone here. I don't have producer Mark. Everyone is off watching the Euros at the moment. We got to somehow squeeze in a little bit of a Manchester United news as well. Curless 87, yet another window we're talking more than actually doing. United need a big window, so we're still painfully slow signings. Well, listen, it is only 1 week in the window, so I haven't seen many clubs in the Premier League done the first signings in as of yet. So I believe that we are going to see some movements as of 1st of July. Because why? Because of the new physical financial year starts that, right? So I believe that the deals that you're talking now will sort of come to a tuition at 1st of July. And Ten Hag wants his at least two signings in before pre-season as well. So I wouldn't be worried. But the proof will be in the pudding, 100%. Like, we will not leave it to the end of the window with John Merton, what we used to do, 100%. Yeah, for Bilbao. Sorry for that. He plays for Bilbao. Yeah. Didn't I say Bilbao? Yeah, I did. What are we doing about the defensive department? We covered that about the defensive department. We are moving on. Depends the defensive department, as what I said. Todibo, let me reiterate, is a deal that could be done still, but he cannot play in the UEFA Europa competitions. So Ineos can certainly do a deal with Manchester United regarding Todibo and just only play Todibo in the domestic league. We mean Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Community Shields. So makes sense, and that is for 1 year. So this rule is until September 27th September actually, but still, nobody's mentioning that it's all about UEFA club competition. Defensively, Brantwaite looks like we're going to walk away. To summarize things, my friend, and we are looking at other targets like Lenny Euro and Inacio. And potentially what I'm going to talk about is Mark Guehi. Olise deal seems to me like it's off, right? Why I'm saying it's a little bit off, Crystal Palace don't really want to sell him. They don't really want. And the latest reports was coming in that have offered him a new contract, higher wages with to include another release clause. Why wouldn't you do that? Because he's such a talent, and they see that, right? You know that Chelsea's pushing, right? They still need to come to the table with Olise to agree personal terms. Once you've done that, once you establish that you want to come to Chelsea, which he hasn't really given the green light, then you go to the club, Crystal Palace, to ask about the release clause, right? It's a little bit wishy-washy, right? We don't really need to be worried at this stage because it's not a priority. We have Ahmad there in the wings. We have so much good wingers. But in order to do so, we need to sell. And that first one out of the door won't be Greenwood or Sancho. And then you can do a replacement. So I wouldn't really worry too much about Olise. This will be, in my opinion, dragged down to July. Because why? Chelsea cannot even sign until July either. Of course, they sold some hotels, but I just wonder where is the endless deep pockets of Chelsea and how can they do all this madness, right? So we're going to move away from Olise because the one that I think, instead of speaking to Crystal Palace, if we was talking about defense, is forget about Olise. I know he will offer so much creativity, with his set pieces, what he's crosses into the box. Such a great player, but we still need to defense. And the one that I kind of picked up was that United also speaking regarding Mark Guehi. What a player. What a player, what a player. And like you saw yesterday, his recovery pace is impeccable. And the latest reports that came out a couple of days ago is that Crystal Palace is willing to take Aaron Wan-Bissaka back. So how much can we offer? 15, 20 probably for Aaron Wan-Bissaka plus cash for Mark Guehi. I would definitely do that deal, right? They will be open to have Aaron Wan-Bissaka in a deal with Mark Guehi. But we can simply do two Crystal Palaces in one window. So I would say scrap Olise and just focus on Mark Guehi instead, right? There you get homegrown talent, you get recovery pace, you get very good centre back up and coming as well. So I will definitely do this deal. Offer them Wan-Bissaka 15, 20 million, and then in between, whatever you demand, 60 million minus that. Manchester United might pay 50 million in difference for Mark Guehi. Let me know in the comments section below. 20 million pounds for Bissaka, what can Fan TV say? I take it. You take it. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Let's move on to the stories. I promise we're going to do this in 30 minutes. We're gone in extra time. And what else do we want to talk about? Let's see. We covered Jao Neves. We covered Todibo. We covered Brantwaite. We covered Zirkzee. Did we? Yes, no, we didn't. Zirkzee for me seems to be a hot deal that's going to happen. as mentioned, United are going to trigger that release clause, and we will have a done deal coming on soon. It's not coming from me. I'm my personal feeling. It's there on 80%. I put it on a hotter meter, but do you think that he's the striker? I mean, for a value on 34 million, my God, you're not getting a box to box prolific striker, but you get somebody that can play a false number nine. He is similar to Anthony Martial that can link up the play. He can come play, pick up the ball from the deep, service like, the wingers like Garnacho, service Ahmad, service Rashford, and just come in and just boom, right? You can play like, two strikers on top as well. You can play with 4-4-2 or 3-4-3 or whatever, and you can both have Hoyland and Zirkzee there. Zirkzee can be more of the link up play service like in a Hoyland, and we will see goals, 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 goals. I believe that this deal will happen. I don't see Milan coming in for it, and apparently reports saying in agent is happy with 8 million. Zirkzee is flattered for the offer. Zirkzee wants to join Manchester United, and this is an easy one. Just walk in there, slap the money to Bologna, say Bolognese, pasta, here's go, 35 million, boom, badabish, bush, bush, bush. That's it. Frimpong. Frimpong was not something on my radar. I heard something about Frimpong. This is all depending on if we're getting rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's the way we want to play. We want to play more expensive attacking, possession-based football. Frimpong, 34 million, what I can hear is that the links with Barcelona was true, but however, Barcelona don't have the money. So Frimpong is the one to watch as his release clause is about to open next month as well. Frimpong wants to come to United. Apparently, he used to spend time at the City Academy. He knows the city perfectly well, but it's a deal that we've been sort of putting on a little bit of on a back burner. He's still on Manchester United list, but we need to sort out priority first. First, centre backs, then striker potentially, depends on how it falls, and a midfielder. And apparently, what you say, Hulman, what a goal he scored yesterday, but that deal is off, right? It's way too much money. I don't see him going anywhere. Lindelof, by the way, looks like he's going to go off as well. That's one of the outs. The outs what's been reputation as well. Is Lindelof out? Potentially Harry Maguire out as well. That's an easy one to do. We need to sell players in order to buy. And the ones that most likely going first out of the door, Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood. And who else? Casemiro looks like he's going as well. So Turks is coming in to speak to United. I mean, we're talking about Fenerbahce and also acquiring what is that you want for the Cass. We'll give you 10 million. 10 million and we open a kebab shop. No, so jokes aside, it's Friday. Casemiro is going for at least 30 million in my opinion, and we need to get rid of that. Regarding Amrabat as well, what I'm hearing, still negotiations to keep Amrabat, and these other Premier League clubs looking at him, but you can definitely do a deal with Fiorentina for less than 20 million pounds and off you go. Bish bash bosh. Regarding free agent market as well, I spoke about this yesterday, and we'll be speaking about this channel as well regarding Rabiot. Rabiot. Veronique Rabiot, who is the mother and the agent. Rabiot is not going to sign a new contract with Juventus, and he's looking for Manchester United. This is, for me, box clever. A lot of people would say that we did a poll the other day. We don't want anything to do with his mother, but we're not going to marry the mother. We need the player, and this is low risk. You give the player a sign-on fee, and you offer him 250 wages. Such a good box-to-box player, full of energy. We need that, and we need a rotational bench as well. There's no risk, and there's no sell-on value either. You sign him for 3 years, and you might get him a little bit of a more when you try to sell him. At the end of the day, you get him for free, so there's no risk for me. And for me, I think we'll see him in the French squad as well. I can see this happening as well. I think that this is something that United will look at. We missed out on the free agent, the centre back. What was his name? I can't remember his name. I forgot that Chelsea got anyway. But the stumbling block was his wages. But I see that we can get, this couple of free agents on the books as well. Big up to you, Peter Griffith. How are you doing? Juve now is gone there. Yeah, Juve, Motta has now gone there, 100%. Yeah. So Rabiot would be great for us. Built for the Premier League, can play 6 and 8 hybrid, 100%. And forget about the emotions about his mother. We know the story that she snubbed John Murtough twice, but she's cunning. She knows John Murtough is stupid. right? John Murta couldn't even negotiate a packet of crisps on a flea market, even if he wanted to, according to my opinion. Sorry, jokes aside, Friday, having a coffee. But this time around, Rabiot for free, box clever, 6 can play an 8. 100% get him in. But the question is, what are we going to do with Mason Mount? You take Rabiot in a heartbeat as well, Kenny. Better upgrade than Scott McTominay, 100% I would agree. And some people say not really. So the split opinion is there. And this kind of wraps up a little bit what we've been talking about, gentlemen. It's Friday. There's about 100 of you now tuning in live. All I need to do to ask you to do me a favor, if you haven't, smash that like, finger that like button, get it up there, join the members crew as well. And by the way, for you that got gifted membership, we're coming to the end of the month. Just want to bring to the attention, when you've been gifted a membership, that is for free. And that will not automatically renew because you have to go in and buy a membership. So this helps the channel a lot. This means that we can develop, web pages like this. This is our web page. This is what we just released. This is the transfer hodometer. Guys, we're going to do this later on tonight. We're going to do all the way to the done deals. We can follow this through, right? You get the hodometer in here, deal in, deal out. You get even Steven. You can also follow the hodometer, this will be updated based on your votes, based on market information as well. Currently Jaron Brantwaite sitting, according to you, votes on 40%. But I need you guys to go in there and do the voting. I just need you to go in there because this will determine how we are looking at the transfer window together as a community. So nobody has ever done this before, people. So we are the only one that have been creative to develop this. Of course, Mark Goldbridge is doing his manual hotometer, but we are doing fully automatic. Thank you for watching, guys. Please do not forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we should hopefully see you somewhere a little bit tonight to do this hotometer transfer rating. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's been Mick Ruby with a hot update. Let me know in the live comment section whatever we spoke about. Jao Neves to Manchester United. Would you walk away for Brantwaite, or would you take even a Rabiot for free in the summer? Guys, stay beautiful. Thank God it's Friday. See you to the next one. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.